Let's talk about the future and not the past. We got this story from Texas Tribune. Capitol Police dismiss Texas Congressman Troy Nehls' accusation that he's been illegally investigated. This is very interesting. So we have this tweet from Troy Nehls where he says that he was his office, I think it was the 20th of November last year, was broken into illegally by Capitol Police special agents who photographed legislative materials that are protected under the Constitution. What is the provision? The Speech and
debate clause.
Speech and debate clause. And they were photographing it. Came back a few days later and interrogated one of his staff members over what the photo was. Here's what gets interesting. And that's a very, very bold and terrifying accusation that Capitol Police have expanded into an intelligence agency and are going after critics of the January 6th committee, as is Troy Nehls. Now, the Capitol Police came out with a statement saying, we were just doing our job and noticed his door was open. And we decided to see what was going on. And that's all they said. They didn't address the fact that Troy Nehls said they were dressed as construction workers or that they had photographed privy materials. And the Capitol Police didn't bring that up, which is strange because the story we have now is Troy Nehls says Capitol Police broke into my office, violated the Constitution, dressed as construction workers and interrogated my staff. It's all illegal. And they went, we did go into his office. And it's like, okay, so you're confirming that part of the story. We went in his office.
Was this all at once? Did they interrogate
staff
members dressed as construction workers?
Apparently, yes.
That would be hysterical. Are you serious?
Yes, that's what he said.
Oh my gosh,
My point is, the Capitol Police issued no statement as to whether they were dressed as construction workers.
That's insane.
Why they were taking photographs. All they've said is a portion of what he said is true.
So they didn't deny.
So as far as I'm concerned, there's no denial and a partial confirmation that this is happening. This is look, guys, Civil War level stuff. When Capitol Police have expanded into an intelligence agency where there is a political faction, one of them in the country has weaponized law enforcement in this country to go after January 6th defendants get solitary for a year, BLM gets nothing. January 6th, Nancy Pelosi doesn't allow any actual conservatives or Republicans on the committee to actually have a real debate and investigation of what's going on. They empower only their cronies. Adam Kinzinger, who thinks he's actually in line with Republicans? It's bipartisan. No, it's not. He hates Trump. He hates all of these people. He smack talks them all day. Liz Cheney, the same thing. They were both just censured by the Republicans. We have one establishment uniparty faction using law enforcement to target anyone who opposes them. This is dark stuff.
I mean, it's actually, I don't know. I see it as sort of indicative of potential, blow up of the separation of powers. And I'll explain, right? Like historically, and if you actually look around the world, most countries don't do the kind of separated legislative and executive branch thing. Like that's not very common in most structures. Most of them have a simple parliamentary system, right? And that's true, even though those parliaments didn't emerge as like the most powerful institution. Like think about England, right? Like there was the king, there was the House of Lords. Now it's literally the House of Commons and the Prime Minister, and that's the government.
Well, they still have lords.
And it's like, so this is one of the ways, like the Congress sort of expanding its own authority. And in a way, like if the Capitol Police has expanded its own authority and taking on law enforcement role that it doesn't have under our Constitution, then, and you have the January 6th Commission essentially doing like a full scale prosecution of everybody involved in the Trump thing, except without jail.
Going after Trump's, they're going after a former president, his staff, media personalities.
It is insane, and it is horrible. But one thing Michael Malice says a lot is that the white pill is how stupid our opponents are. And can you imagine you're just doing your job and some Fed dressed as a construction worker comes snooping on and is like, hey, have you done anything illegal? It's like, who are you? What is this?
Thanks for asking.
Look,
it's such a bizarre strategy.
I certainly think that Michael is right in a variety of ways. They are really dumb people. But stupid people can start fires that grow out of control and
true.
kill a lot of people.